let me get settled here. So let me just change here the view so I see you. Okay, great. So how are you been?
I've been pretty good.
Okay, and how are your classes? What do you have left? You have a lot of work?
Yeah, we have a presentation tomorrow for Finance 302. None of the other people are doing anything. It is what
I'm
it is.
silent. Surprise, surprise.
I know.
I've never faced that at all, so that's a new one for me. Okay, and all right, so you have that, and then what else do you have left? Okay,
A presentation for MAS 202, and that's almost done.
okay, and that's individual or group too?
Group as well.
Okay,
And they're actually doing things. That's
okay, okay, good. All right, so this is the second statistics,
yeah.
and what are you supposed to present?
Uh, so she gave us a data set of all sorts of real estate data, and then
Mm-hmm.
we had to do a correlation and then a regression test.
Okay, good.
And then we make the regression equation, and then we can predict.
Okay, it's
Price.
useful. You know what I mean?
It is useful.
It's not a stupid assignment. Okay, I
No,
like
not
that.
at all.
Who's the
I like that
instructor?
class. It's Maria Hewlett. She's a great professor.
Okay, never heard of her. I guess she's adjunct or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if she teaches a section every time, but
What? Okay,
I don't. Yeah, she's
good. You got somebody you like. So
yeah.
okay.
So I
So
made the document for the final presentation.
okay, we need to go through that document for the final presentation. Also document for their final work.
Yeah.
Do we have that too?
Um, like final work as in what?
And in what meaning that once they get feedback from their presentation,
Ah, yeah.
they have to make corrections, and then they have to record.
I put them both into one.
Okay, fine, but maybe you can put like a title of what needs to be. I think people were after, maybe make it after you let's record this so we have it for our state. By the way, did you look at Phantom? Did you get a chance?
I did. I made an account, but I didn't get the chance to.
Okay, so look at it. Maybe try it out if you have time. Well, not for, so you'll have time maybe for Wednesday,
Sure.
and see how it works. That is it. Number one, is it worthwhile to incorporate it? Number two, is it's free without a credit card?
Yeah.
Whether we may want to use it. I don't know if, I know they have some that you can work with Teams and so forth. Is it any different if we have a paid version versus a free version?
Okay.
But do that later, you know what I mean? We have to do it. But I'm just saying, in our mind, do we need to ask them as an academic provider? Okay, so let me record to the cloud. Okay. All right, so what today is, this will stop other, I know, I don't want, okay. So what am I, so this is final project, so it's more than final project presentation
Yes.
and final, so is this just the final project presentation and
Video.
no, an upload and final upload or final submission maybe? You know what I mean? And then on that final submission upload, put like a subtitle, you know, or a header there in bold that they can see the difference, you know. Okay, go present what you've done, record a video present. So I wouldn't presenting your project submit, because I want all their, if they're going to make any changes to their slides, if they're going to add additional, if some
Yeah, like they have to do this first, and then.
yeah, so but I'm seeing here the goal is prevent what you've done. Well, it's not even what you've done in Wix, because it could be what you've done for your project, yeah. Because it's not just Wix. professor for, okay. And then besides a recording after feedback, recording video, presenting your project, that needs to be rewritten and submit by the final time period. So, and the goal and final, maybe final submission without all the recording video and stuff. The goal is that your final submission elements or something.
Okay, after the feedback, record. Record your video.
Record your video. Final submission, right. But it's going to be your final PowerPoint, any other additional...
like this? It's all here.
Okay, so let me just see, then we can go back to it, okay. Present to the professor during class, okay. Follow the instructions below to complete your project. You will do a live presentation of material to professor for final feedback. Okay, record a video. Want to record a video of your group presenting your project. They're not recording, they're going to only record afterwards, after the submission, number 2.
I guess I have to reword it.
Yeah, what I would do is, what should be included in your presentation?
All of this.
Yeah, so put that, what should be included in your presentation, and then have another part of after finals, after feedback, what should be a, final submission. And number 1 is record the video, and then you want to tell about recording the video to the cloud without password, and submit the link. And the question is, are we going to tell them to put in a, how are they going to submit this? Are we going to have them submit it as final project, as a folder, final project?
It probably would not be an audit, right?
No, it would be an audit.
Okay, it would be an audit.
It's going to be an audit, but it'll be, I think we maybe should do, a folder, and you can do your folder in your audit area of final project, and within the final project, and right there it should be the URL, and
This could just be record for you, and then I make another one.
what do you mean? What do I need? Why do I need them to record for me?
Or like to present for you, and then I make another one for record. Because like the due date on this would have to be December 2nd, and then the due date on the other one could be the final project.
Yeah, but why do? My question is, you want because what we did in the past, and let's discuss this. What we did in the past is we only had the video after the presentation.
Yeah. So
But here it looks like they're doing a video before their presentation. That's what I'm reading. You will do a live presentation of the class and showcase each page of your website. Right now, do we want to have them do a slide presentation? I think.
Just for these, because
yeah, right. Make a small PowerPoint, right? Address, ensure that include what you decide what the current alter, but also put in their slide presentations. Okay, on their slides too, I want a slide of what each person has done for the project.
Okay.
So put that in. So there's going to be the final slide will be
Slide is say what.
put a list of team members, and besides each team member, put specifically what they've done for the project, including if they've done, because in this semester we've said that each team member should have done a video, right?
Yeah,
Their app.
Every single person.
Right. So I'm thinking also, let's finish this, but I'm thinking, Daniel, do we want to make, since this semester we're asking each student to do a video, do we want to have separate, like for a separate homework, their video app, and we can even say whether they did it or not or grade it? What do you think?
I mean, I could just weight it pretty heavily in their final score, because the scores will be individual anyway.
Okay, so you're going to grade then, because there's, well, I'll tell you why. This is how it works. We also are going to do a peer review.
Yeah, and that weights it everything.
Well, the peer review has their weights because we have everybody independently put their weights there. But are you going to grade? Do you have their project?
Yeah, so like once they do it, it's separated by the groups, of course, but each person has their own grade.
Okay.
And
so
video recording had 12%, but I can make it a higher percentage. So
no, 12% is good, I think. Okay. Social media, but social media is by one. That's the grade. Everybody's getting the social media. I don't think we're going to grade people. You know, that's social media has to be. Why do we have twice?
Because there's 2 different social media accounts, at least.
Oh, you want to do that way? Okay.
It's only like a couple percent, and I can change the weighting.
No, I mean I'm just doing social media and just giving one. I'm not going to micromanage your weighting scale. Okay.
This is what we did last.
Okay, we did it. Okay, the only thing we didn't do was the videos for each.
Yeah, the videos for each was the video recording. Oh, but you're saying make a video. Each person should make a video.
No, I'm saying that within the their website, was it clear that we said that each person should have a recording of an app?
No. Okay, I see what you mean now. So it wasn't.
But was that clear, or that was kind of?
Before it was just you have to make this many videos, but now I can say like I can just change the weighting on it where you did it your own video or you didn't.
Okay.
Yeah. Because before it was like a full number. Like say this one.
Yeah, but the video recording, there's 2 video recordings. One video recording is of the whole group presenting their final project. I wanted to make sure that everybody has that video recording.
Of course.
Everybody's speaking in that video, and they're speaking as if no one knows about their project.
Yeah. So yeah, this was.
That was it. But last semester we didn't do. Each person is required.
Yeah, this was just total number of videos in the website, and you had to have done 5. Or no, it was group members minus 1. But in this one, yeah, it's just going to be an individual grade.
Right.
Do a video, did you not?
Okay, and we have to make that clear. Yes. To the students, because the other ones say, "Hey, we got videos." Oh, I didn't do it. I did. I can see, because what they did is the strongest students like take over, and then they give the weaker students or the slackers, they say, you do social media. So they are going to come back and say, I didn't know I had to do a video within. I didn't know I had to do a video app. Make sure it's a video app, not just a video, because then they'll just. Okay. Show that Fastbot works by
like chatting with it.
Right, and do at least 2 chats. Yeah, by chatting with it. Okay. Now, if by chance all the above should be shown, because sometimes I may not have enough time during all this, they should know all of this above. You should repeat all of the above plus add additional overview as if no one knows about your project.
I'll change.
Yeah, well, we'll change it, but I just want to make sure that we get. That's why it's important to speak about it today. You know what I mean? Since we've made some changes.
So I could just. Yeah. So I could just change it. So this is just the assignment due December 2nd, where they're presenting to you, and
right.
Then I'll make another assignment for. Okay.
I think that'll be clear. You know, because people are saying they're like, what do I need to do? We're in a. There's only 2 classes left. The second class, what we have, people are traveling, so a lot of times they're going with their families. They're not even going to show up for the, that Monday. I know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So there's Monday the exam week.
Right. We have Monday. We have the 20th.
Wednesday, which we'll do whatever.
Well, what I want to do on the 20th, I want to go over this to make sure that everybody understands this.
Okay. And then 25th, I guess we go over this more.
Well, the 25th, what we can use the 25th, if people want to show us their present, that's what I would say.
Okay.
People that, are prepared and say, hey, they want feedback on their projects. Yeah. What are we missing? We've already done our PowerPoints. Is this okay? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then the second is obviously the presentation.
Right. So the 20th, we'll go over the what is required. The 25th, we'll do, hey, we'll open it up. You can, teams that you want to get feedback for the second. Is this good enough? What else do I need?
Okay.
And then we can divide it up. We can showcase some, in that way. Because people are traveling on that 25th,
Yeah. It might be like half of the people there.
Right. That's what's been in the past. Half the people were there because some of the people didn't make it. Some of the people went on vacation with their family, Yeah. Because it's the 25th is just there because of the 26th is no class, right? For you?
No.
Right. So the 25th was just because we had off Labor Day or something, so they just needed it as a fill-in. Are you having classes on the 25th?
Some are, some aren't.
You understand? So when some, you know what I mean? So in this case, that's what I'm doing. We'll use it for, we're online, we'll use it for, you can come in and, is your class at 5 o'clock? Do you have class at 5 o'clock on the 25th?
We'll talk about that this week.
Okay, so you'll see. You know what I mean? You'll see. But I don't, you know what I mean? I don't need you. If you have class, of course I don't. Otherwise, we can do it.
Either way, I'll be there.
What?
Either way, I'll be there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think this is, you agree with me? Because all the time, I don't want you to agree with me. Just, you know what I mean? No. We have a relationship that that you say, hey, this ain't going to work for the student. I think it's better the students are, okay, what's due for the December 2nd? Then what's due for final submission? And we'll make the final submission. I don't know if we'll decide whether we want a date or do we want to do it in the date of their final exam.
Probably just for both classes.
The same. We'll do a specific date. Okay, let's go over this first. Okay, I like this better. Final project presentation in class.
Final.
In class, right.
Final.
In class. Right, because then it gets confusing. Are we supposed to do a video or something like that? No, you know what I mean? Present what you've done. No, present what you've done. Present your project, I guess, no?
Yeah.
Rather than what you've done. Okay. Remember, technique doesn't always come with a step-by-step, and you will need to learn to search for solutions. What is this What is this fishing thing being for now?
This needs to be
Yeah, no. Okay. Your fishing example. I know you love it, but it doesn't belong there. We both agree, right? When in doubt, put a fishing, go fishing.
I have a template for these assignments.
I know, and fishing, we ended up there. Okay, present to the professor, right. You will do a live presentation of your material to the professor. I'd like them to start off, though, with a slide. This is how I want them to do. With this, I want them to do a short slide presentation. Start off with what is the name of their company, who is on their team, a slide of who are their team members, what is their purpose, and then go into their website.
So PowerPoint first, then.
Yes, PowerPoint, or they can use any kind of slides, and the PowerPoint should be able to, yeah. Instead of small, make a short, I think, you know what I mean? Rather than small. PowerPoint or Google Slide presentation. Address the following. Okay. So the following is the number one is the project name and group members. You know, start off with that. And should include why you decided this business. I don't know about why they decided that business. I take that out. Okay. And I would take out what current alternatives right now, too. And how you will make money in the future.
These are just from last.
I know. I take that out. I more like showcase. Yeah, but we need an order, right?
Yeah.
I think we need to really. I think showcase your SEO dashboard, your fastbot, and also your podcast. And I think that should be, you know, the Google Notebook podcast. And I think that should be at the end or near the end. Show team page. Yeah.
So this is just to see like the back end of how it works.
Yeah. Okay. Showcase each. So I think we should show the front end first, and then the back end.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so all of that you can move. And then we have Fastbot and LM Podcast. And what was the other one? An SEO dashboard.
So how am I going to put that? Because right now it's just presentation and like screen sharing parts.
Yeah, right. So show the project name and the team members. And then maybe after they show, they can decide on short tabs.
There we go. I'll just put it here. Showcase your SEO dashboard.
I would do showcase each page of your website. Just screen sharing going through your website via your browser. I put that number 2. And then showcase your dashboard after that. Before you do the Fastbot. Before the Fastbot. Or even at that point, yeah. Now we have Fastbot. Is it Fastbots? It's Fastbots with S, right?
I think it's if it's your own Fastbot, it's Fastbot.
Okay.
So your Fastbot works.
Okay, and then your Fastbot's dashboard. Okay, and the SEO dashboard. So put them together, I guess. Or at some point, yeah.
Okay, so like this can be like introduction.
Yeah, intro, right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go through your website, right? Emphasizing your social media, all your links working, you know, make sure all links are working. Yeah. And show all your pages, right? And their own video on one of the AI tools. And then, you know, on one of the videos on the AI tools, what I want to make sure that on the 20th I want to emphasize, there should be a description of what your video is showcasing. There should be a short description of what the video. So before somebody goes into it, I know I'm showing ChatGPT for creating multiple choice questions or one of the others. You know, a short description of a summary of what they're describing. In writing, you know, on their website, on the website. Do you understand? Because then they'll be just videos and you really don't even know what they could be just talking garbage, you know? And then, since it was shorter, what you want to do for the final recording is you want to repeat and go into detail. Repeat your presentation, but go into detail, and also your any of the other corrections you did. And then in the presentation, they should pick, maybe when they upload, they should put points of what they've added since the last time we saw it. Do you understand? They could put that under even their final submission. You know, under their final submission, they could put a place where they added, which is good for us to look at. You know, they had a list of 5 things to correct and they didn't do anything. Because I'm giving them a choice. I'm not, you know, they don't have to do it. Sometimes even if we say it, you know, it's their choice. We're giving them the idea they're not going to get the best score. This is the feedback. That's why we're having this early. Otherwise, we would just have them present, have them do the final presentation, and that's it.
So is this almost final project part 5?
You started labeling.
I don't know if it matters.
You just started labeling part 2, part 3. You know what I mean?
I'd like there to be order.
I know. So you got to see. I don't know. Was it 4, the last one?
Yeah, this would be 5.
Okay, 5. But this is final. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is like the... Oh, well, whatever.
Okay, but you'll check that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So should I just put this in here then?
The last assignment is for your final is due the day of, you will record yourself giving a presentation over, okay, the last assignment, but it's going to be, do you want to put there, the last assignment will be a detail coming soon. The last assignment is for your final recording, is your group's final recording, right?
Wait, it is...
It's the group's final recording in detail, right? Is it going to be due on the day of the final, or did you say you wanted it, everybody, each section to have it the same
so
day?
we have to figure that out, probably.
Yeah.
Which day do you want? Do you have a preference? What are dates?
Let me go into, if I go into, I don't know, do you see the dates? I go into, let me go into Blackboard.
The final exam.
I have the final exam. I think I also have the final exam scheduled for, isn't it, if I go to, what is it? What is it? What is it called? It's not called Miami. It's called what? When you find your courses, what's it called at UM? I think.
I don't know.
Hold on. Canelink.
Yeah, Cane.
My mind went blank, right?
Oh, there's names for next.
Huh?
I thought there was 1961.
The Miami Canelink?
Yeah, canelink.miami.edu.
Yeah, Canelink. Yeah, let me go to my Canelink. It should be the same as your you have a 5 o'clock class, so it should be Canelink.Miami here, Canelink for faculty, staff. Let me just go in and see.
So the 5 p.m. one would be the Thursday, December 5th.
Okay. So my teaching here, my teaching schedule, my exam schedule. So I have one exam December 5th, which is J, and HI is the 9th. So should we make it due? And then what would we have? December 2nd is
kind of.
Or do we want to make it each one have separate, and then you know, in terms of grading, does it matter to you? You know, I mean, this way.
Not really, but if some of them are on the Thursday and some are on the Monday, that means what I would be grading one, Spencer would be grading the other. So either way.
Yeah, maybe it'll be good just to say this way, because it's going to be, we're not doing a final exam, we're doing the project in place of the final exam. So I think it may be better just to be consistent, having J be, it has to be due by 12/5/24, Thursday by 8 p.m.
Thursday by 8 p.m. Well, their exam would be over at 10:30.
Yes, but they would have had to begin.
At 8, yeah.
You want to do that, or you want to do 10:30? It doesn't. What do you think,
I mean,
as a student? I mean, if either you did it or you didn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, as a student, they'll probably prefer the 10:30.
Okay, so do 10:30, and it doesn't matter. She can start on the weekend, or she can start even the following week, or you decide how you want to divide it up. So section J is going to be Thursday.
So I'll put like a thing up here.
So section J is going to be due Thursday, 12/5/24, and then you can put it in the now, you know, the what's due section by 10:30 p.m. and HI is 12/9 at 4:30.
And that's a late exam time.
Which one? 10:30, 8 to 10:30. Yeah.
Okay, so this is this one.
And it can be earlier. They can submit earlier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the final time.
You said 4:30 p.m.
Pardon?
I think it's 4:30 p.m. The second one.
This, yes, 4:30.
So this is HI and this is J.
Okay. HI, right. HI is
The 4:30.
30 on December 9th.
Yes. Got it.
When do your exams end?
I have some that are on the 11th.
Okay.
Yeah. Mine. I have a lot of classes too, so.
Yeah. Okay. So that this way you can start after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I could probably. I mean, when are grades due?
I don't know. Let me check. Let me just see if it says. Go to faculty. I think the academic schedule, kind of. Probably that following Monday, my guess. You know what I mean? It's on the academic schedule. For fall 24 calendar. Okay, let me just see here. Current. For fall, right? 2024. Let me see.
I don't know if it says when they're due, but it says.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on. It says December 6th grade roster is open. Final grades release is that Monday, so it's usually that Monday. Yeah.
Alright, so Monday.
Monday the 16th. Yeah, so if I go, no, that's November. Yeah, the 6th, that Monday. So the 9th, it will be it's a week before, and I'd like to get my grades in. So when would you have it ready? I'd like to have it ready that I can at least do by the.
The last one's the 11th. Yeah, the last one's the 11th. So I mean, I can. At the very latest, they can all be handed to you by the 12th.
Yeah, the 12th. I can't do later than. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think I can do before then.
Yeah, and then let how's she been? Is she willing to do this,
Yeah,
Spencer?
she's been good about it.
Okay, and how's her grading?
It's been good, very consistent.
Okay, so you know what? Have her submit it to you since
Okay,
theirs is done on the. You want J and HI? Is that how you want to do it? That you'll do HI and she'll do J, or
yeah. So I'll have to submit because they'll submit it by Monday. So then, yeah, that's fine. She can do it over the weekend, and then
well,
I'll
yeah,
do it.
right, right, because the other ones are submitting. Yeah, she can do it in the weekend and get it to you by the 9th
Yeah,
or the 10th. Yeah, based on her schedule, right?
sure.
And
I'll
then
coordinate that with her.
you get it to me by the 12th, and in between.
Okay.
And the other thing is, let me look at it, is that peer review. Okay, let's finish this. So that'll be provide, yeah, because that's what I want. We even be good if we could post this for the for Monday's class. Tell what's due, right? But we'll go over it, let them look at it, and we'll go over it on Wednesday with them. So they
Okay.
can look at it ahead of time and say, hey, do we have everything, basically.
Yeah.
I don't think we need just, right? Showcase each page of your website, screen
Oh.
sharing. We don't need the word just. Just screen yeah. Screen sharing, going through. You can fix it up. Show, yeah. For example, show each of your pages. Showcase each page, yeah. All pages of your website. Rather than each page, yeah, all pages of your website, right. Show all your videos. And then each, and the student, you can go over it with spell check. Each student, there should be a space between each and student.
Oh, there is. It just looks horrible.
Okay. All right. Anyways.
This here?
Yeah. Is there a space? Or just.
Yeah, there is. It's
Okay.
just
Hey, it's just, I guess when you bold it.
It's not that. It's because I'm connected to this Windows.
Oh, yeah, you're. Okay, yeah. I forgot your concoction that you put up there. And
I don't. Yeah.
yeah. And is Fastbot one word? Or it's two words that you have it?
I think because it's like a registered term.
Yeah, so we're one word. Okay, Fastbot. So you know what? You may want for Wednesday then to show examples of what the Fastbot dashboard looks like and the SEO dashboard looks like.
Okay. I can put in like, pictures.
Yeah, put a picture then. Put just a note there, especially of that. Put a show a picture of your slide. Go back to the presentation for the rest of slide 2. I don't even know if showcase slide. Do we want slide 2? I'm not sure I want to micromanage their slide 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I mean? That looks like that has to be slide 2, and it doesn't make sense if they're going through that in that case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Say specifically what. Okay, but that should be last slide on number 4. Last slide, list each member of your group. And state specifically what each person did for the project. Contributed to the project, maybe, rather than did. You can run through that again. You know what I mean? I'm just putting out. Okay, the other thing that they need to do is the peer review.
That could be due with the next assignment.
I think the peer no. I think the peer review should be done after they do their upload.
Yeah, yeah. So
Right. In the final presentation, right? They need to do the peer review. So let me find, okay, anything else? The last assignment.
Oh yeah, we did that.
Wait a minute, the last assignment. Coming soon is your flat. The is due 12/5. Last assignment is due, but these are for different.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay, so put here assignment for HI for J. So put here for BTE J, and that's HI. So that, yeah.
Yeah, I have I'm gonna make 2 different documents with a different.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Yeah, and that way you can do what's due. Yeah, this is an important meeting to have today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
We can get that out of the way. So you're asking, what are we going to do in the 2 days? I want to go specifically into it, and then if you can have slides showing what is the dashboard, what is the fastbot, and also the notebook LM dashboard. Do we want to show anything on that?
Yeah, I put that here.
Okay.
I'll put a sample thing so they know.
Yeah, sample of what it should look like. You know what I mean? And then, okay, and then for the fast spots, did you put the link of how they're supposed to do? Did you find the link for the Wix?
Oh no.
Okay, on FastSpot, there's under support, under search, you can just search the word Wix.
I see. I see there's an icon, but it's not a video.
She showed a video. And he went to Wix support. You want to share your screen on that, or are we finished with this? Did you save it?
Yeah, that's done.
Okay, now is there support? I guess when you log in, this is the website, but I'm saying when you logged in, did you have an account? You have a login? Okay, so there should be like a support. There like a support somewhere? Support, right. Now type in Wix. Video. Okay, first that's good to copy. Publicly. However you can follow the general.
This is just an article.
Okay. Okay, because he showed a video, but it's okay. Yeah. Is it? Yeah, so
I guess I can put this in here.
Put that in there, but do you need, right, put that in there, and also put those instructions when you ask the bot how to do it. This will get the embedded code. Oh, is there embedded code?
Yeah, I have specific.
You have specific instructions, okay.
Yeah. Like
You put it in somewhere?
Yeah, it's in
Final touches?
Yeah, it's in this
one. Okay, all right. So that's what we should go, all of this we should go through on the 20th.
To embed, it's like what to do.
Okay. All of those should be gone in the 20th. And then in that embed, you can put maybe that video too. See, go over that video to see if it's relevant. You know what I mean?
Okay. It's really not a difficult thing.
Yeah, okay, fine. For you. For a normal person. Okay. But anyways, okay.
So, yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I do too. So the only other thing, let me go to, you want to go, let me go, or I can do that. Let me just go to my, you want to stop sharing? Let me just share. Okay, so if I go to, doesn't matter which one. If we go to, I guess it's PowerPoint and it's a PowerPoint and documents.
Actually, I don't know if they need to showcase the notebook dashboard. There's really nothing there.
No, okay.
I'll get rid of that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You review it. You know what I mean? We're doing it. That's why we want to do a review of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me just see here. You know what I'll do? I'll find the oh, let me take what's due. Okay, and what do we have on what's due then? So we need a what's due
For all of it.
for, well, I guess we need to do, yeah, the what's due for the presentation, and then,
I'll add that all.
yeah, for the, so just put a note there, we need the presentation for the December 2nd. But I'd like it to be maybe, if you can have that for tomorrow, that they can download, you know, what do we need for the presentation? And then the other one, what do you need for the final?
Yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah. And then even maybe for that Wednesday, what do we need for the final, you know? Or the 25th, yeah. Because I'm thinking like those 2 days, you know, maybe we'll see people on the 20th, but the 25th, I'm thinking we need to make that. Okay. Do we need to, we don't need to make an announcement. Oh, and then do you want, so let me ask you, you think it's worthwhile to do the sign in, the sign out manually or just virtually for attendance for tomorrow? What do you think?
Probably just virtually. I think it's fine. I mean, the only concern is they send the code to someone else and someone else.
Yeah. So maybe let's do it. Did you make the? Do you have a copy?
I do.
Yeah, bring it.
Do you want the same as last time, or do you want any changes?
What was the? I think it was okay. It was good enough, wasn't it?
Yeah, it worked.
It worked. You just have them for both. Just print out for both.
Okay.
And I think it kind of, you know what I like about it? It shows some order. They have their IDs. You know what I mean? It's not a riffraff, and also of people forgetting, you know, even to do the virtual and things like that.
Yeah, of course. And also, like, there's no chance of cheating versus some chance.
Yeah. No, there's always a chance of cheating, but it's like we're doing what I say all the time. Risk mitigation, due diligence, like even when we transfer the risk, we will not be reimbursed if we haven't done our due diligence. You understand? The university, when they get hacked, they have to show the insurance company we've done due diligence. Oh, anybody could get onto the site. We didn't use Duo, you know. That was, your thing all the time was, what does Duo accomplish? You know what Duo accomplishes is they have the checklist that they can tell the insurance company we did due diligence and we checked off all those spots. Nobody can be 100% accurate. Those software programs that are supposedly protecting don't do a good enough job either, but it's kind of like the low-hanging fruit. We've accomplished it. Everybody can get around anything they want. You know what I mean? And it's just the same thing. When I ask, you want to go to the bathroom, you bring me your phone. Kind of things like that. And
you hope they don't have another phone.
You understand? We're not having cameras in the bathroom. You know what I mean? I don't have you. That I'm not going to follow the girls to the bathroom and you're going to follow the boys. You know what I mean?
I know.
So that's it. So what else?
I think that's it. I mean, I'll add this to the what's due.
Yeah, and then I'll find, you know what I'll do too today is, let me make a note of myself. I'm going to find our, or you can even look at it from last semester. I don't think it was good enough, the peer review.
Okay.
Do you have the peer review?
I can pull it up.
Yeah, find the peer review. I'm going to try to see if I can find the peer review. Even you can find it for assignment instruction. Where was that? It was under assignments, I guess.
I think so. Or what's due.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everything was kind of out of order.
Yeah, Wiley reading and adaptive, Wiley quizzes. Was it under Wiley quizzes? Maybe it's under Wiley quiz. What's under project? Wiley, go to Wiley quizzes. This is all a mess here. That'll be good for next semester just to clean that up. Wiley quizzes here. Business tech proposal, final business proposal. You may want to even do this. Look at, are you there? You see it, right? Where I'm looking at, I'm under, where am I? Under Wiley Quizzes Project. And you see here under final presentation, some of this is business. After your presentation, Dr. will for you to implement when revising your presentation will be 7 minutes long. Groups will share their screens. It's not bad to put how long you have. You'll be highlighting, maybe even say that. There'll be about 7, so 7 times 9, right? So that'll be good because I speak in between, right? So they'll be doing 7-minute presentations. They can kind of plan on it. This will be showcasing your highlights. Before final date, final recording Zoom. This may not be bad to put in to your second part.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, cloud recording, no password, formal final presentation with all group members. Upload the Zoom link, no password in the audit section. Project folder with all materials, proposal, presentation slides, URLs, any Zoom recording. Specifically state, this is what I want, specifically state any changes made after the class presentation.
Okay.
That'll be.
All right. I'll add that to.
Yeah. To basically this part of how many minutes they have, because they're going to be asking that. That's important. And I think this is another question, Daniel. Last semester I made it go really quick because we end up doing it, and I ended up having one person present. You remember I said let's have it because it goes quicker, but is that a good idea, or have each person present? I'm inclined to say for your final presentation, have each person speak, and maybe to get this quick and dirty, assign one person in your group to present. What do you think?
I like that better.
Yeah. So maybe put that in the instructions, because then everybody's going to say, so where I call my slackers will kind of not even know what they're presenting and then just, mumble through it. I'd rather assign one person in your group to present to Dr. Rush, and for the final presentation, each member of the group should be participating.
I agree. I'll put that in there.
I like it easy, so then I can go point, just tell me about it, show me what, show me what you have, and I can go quickly through it. And then you will be doing and make it clear that they will be doing a formal presentation, and that everyone will show their face. In the final presentation, everybody will look professional. You don't have to dress up in,
Yeah, of course.
But I don't like the idea they're laying in bed, with their pillows and stuff,
Yeah, just look presentable.
Yeah. Professional in presenting yourself. As if I don't even want to say as if you were in an interview, because I don't even know how some of these kids maybe are laying in bed, you know what I mean, and doing their interview. But you need to have a camera on. You need to be presentable. None of this, laying in bed with your pillows.
I think that's common sense, but they don't seem to know that.
Right. A lot of things, you know what I mean? I don't even have to say. Remember, one time the guy was without a shirt, Do you remember that one? In bed. God, he was like he was a video for something else, not for the class. He was on a dating app or something, you know what I mean, or escort service or something, you know what I mean?
I can't believe these people.
Right, I mean, it was like, give me a break, It's just like, I don't even know how I'm supposed to respond to this stuff,
Pretty much.
Right. So you can't make this stuff up. That's what we could have a reality show of just show. That stuff I usually don't even record. That's the good stuff, right? At what do you get at right? We got good-looking guys, and the girls are in their PJs. And I had one time. She was at a bar.
What? For the presentation?
No, but she was at a bar, during class,
Wild.
And because you have to present, and I said, and it wasn't even like at a table, at the.
Like actually at the bar. Oh
man. Yeah, I don't know if she was.
I guess that's what you get with the online classes.
Yeah, right. I don't know, but anyway, I don't know. Sometimes what they wear to class too, it almost shocks me too.
Oh man, especially in person.
Yeah, some of those women, my goodness, I don't know how.
I don't like it.
You're right, but I'm just saying.
Their fathers are crying.
Right, I know. It's like, my goodness. Okay, so final recording. Let's get off of that. Okay, I like this, but then I think. Do not have a glide enabling. Okay, I'll look for it. You look for it too.
I found it. It's in What's Due and scroll all the way down.
Okay. Because that should be. Why is this not? At the very end?
Yeah, you could probably search for it too. Here.
Yeah, but okay, I'm here. Due October 4th, no?
That's I should probably just share my screen. It's not at the all the way down. It's at the end of all of my assignments. Like below assignment 1.
Okay, why don't you share your screen?
Yeah.
Or just, yeah, okay. What's going on? September 20th?
May 3rd. Oh, wait.
Are you doing, here, December 4th, I see here. Group presentation. Oh, peer 2, December 12th. Mandatory peer review.
It says assignment and quizzes tab. That's what
No, I have it on this one of what's due.
I see it there, but it doesn't have the actual file.
Oh, download, complete.
Oh,
Okay.
It's literally in the quizzes. Wiley quizzes. Scroll to the bottom. It's right there.
Okay. Yeah, because it's an assignment. That's not part of the audit area, and that has to be clear.
Yeah.
Yes, final peer review, because it is a quiz. Yeah. So this has to be, you have to put that in. So this is going to be the date of, the time has to be the date of when the upload is.
Okay.
But this is the evaluation. I think this.
I could actually make a quiz where you just type the things into Blackboard.
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be good. And then they put it in, and then just show it to me. I think it should be added. Now that you're in a group, you know what you want to evaluate.
Yeah, I think it should just be, what did you personally do? Be specific.
Yes. With the
was anyone else, not there?
No, and then each person, what did they do, and what grade would you give them? Yeah. The only thing is, I don't know how to get around it. Is the weaker groups give themselves all 100. But.
I know this.
And the really good students are much more objective, in terms of themselves. They never give themselves 100, and they, with other group members. I can see there's a problem with that.
Well, no one wants to snitch.
No, and also you're going to see these people afterwards, you know what I mean? Yeah. And the only ones is when they completely have never shown up, that I think I do this. But I think what will be good this time is that's why I like those individual videos. It's either if you didn't do anything,
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
you don't get credit for that. And then so when you add all this up, there's an overall score of their website.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I guess multiply it by the percentage on the peer evaluation.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, the peer evaluation, I don't know if we're going to multiply, because that's usually
like only if it's really rare.
It's really rare that you would lower it. You know what I mean? I think it is what it is, because what they give themselves is all, in the majority say we're 100, which is, I really only I use the final peer mandatory if to really downgrade the students that were complete. I know if I have something low, it's almost for exception reporting for the negative part.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? Think about it as really a great example. The peer review is really for exception reporting, that they're so bad that the group even gave them a bad score. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they always say things like, when they came up with contribute, I gave, inspiration or something like that. Their inspiration is I left you alone, Daniel, to do the work. That's my inspiration. I didn't bother you. That you had to correct my work. Okay.
For the peer evaluation, should I take those into account with the grades, or do you want to do that part? Like when the time comes?
I think...
Or I could just highlight like which ones...
Yeah, don't include it. Yeah, the peer evaluation is maybe a highlight. What we'll get it is highlighting, again, the exception reporting.
Okay.
Let's just highlight those. Don't count it as part of it, but just highlight, that this person, basically, shouldn't be getting, there's the overall grade of the website. I think it'll be less important because we're going to have that individual. I like that idea that we're requiring everybody to do something on the project.
Yeah, something that like requires some amount of work, and it's easy to trace.
Yeah, right, and it's visible. Yeah. And you can even click on it to see what did they do, rather than did they really do a great job on it, or did they just, smear, did a minute thing, clip. Okay. But this is an important meeting. Okay. So I guess the first thing is, what do we need to do on the presentations?
Yep, I'll put that on.
And then for Wednesday, have it so they can see the peer review, what's going to be like the peer review that they need to know. They should do it. Maybe on the peer review, if we make it as a quiz, we should have it available, only have it available after the presentation. Starting, you know what I mean? And the date that it's due is, have it available. I don't know, we'll decide. I just want them to see it, though, too, that they know that they have to do it.
I think they could be able to fill it in before the project presentation, because they've already done all the work, supposedly.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe like December 2nd or something, we say now the peer review is valid, fill it in before the 10:30 on that date.
Yeah. Okay. You understand that they have it, because they're still going to have to do the presentation.
Yeah. And
it could be that that person didn't show up or didn't do anything for the presentation. I want to evaluate that person. If someone's part of my group, I want the presentation was also part of their work. They're graded on their presentation. The final presentation will count. Because we're really not grading them on their presentation.
No, it's just
we're using it as a feedback time,
Yeah.
Later on, we'll decide whether we should grade it, make grading presentation something. But for right now, it's enough things to do.
Okay.
And just look at the peer evaluation doc. Yeah, you'll look at it if we need. You'll look at it for that. Okay, so let me just me stop sharing. Anything else? I think we got enough on our plate. Okay, and that'll be good for it.
And I'll finish the Blackboard stuff right now, so it'll be ready for tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, that we can even just say, hey, you can look at it. I don't want to spend a lot of time, tomorrow, but they at least have their assignment. And then you can put a note that bring your questions to class. That's what we'll work about. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. The other thing, I can make an announcement if you want to stay with me afterwards. You can show me your projects or something like that. I'll make that announcement.
Okay.
That if they want to stay later, since we're there, we can do it. We'll see how it works out. Okay.
Yeah,
Otherwise, so the only thing you need to do, you need to make that announce, post that, and then come with the, I'd like the sheets.
Yeah,
Our due diligence, that they can come and they can sign out with you. We could even do, did we do also attendance code too, or we did both?
For the first signing through there.
Yeah, do the assign and say don't leave without signing in, signing out or whatever. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow it is.
Tomorrow. Let me stop recording. Good thing this is not going to everyone. This is just for ourselves. This is not part of Blackboard, right? Okay. Talking about.
I just printed the sheets.
Okay, right. For HI, yeah, just put it together. Okay.
Perfect. All right.
Okay, and did you hear anything? I sent a note asking for your raise, but I hadn't heard back from her. So you know what? At the end of the semester, I'll send her another note, just reminding her that this should.
Oh, the thing from Jose
that form. I contacted them, and it's already in their calendar.
Oh, okay.
Everything's in their calendar. Everybody knows that they're supposed to bring in. So don't worry about the form. I spoke to them, and they said everything is in the calendar, and they'll be there, and they know what to bring in. My main thing is that they're there. Raphael or some of those guys are there just to help us if they're, and they also help you. Especially the first class. And then when you're not there, the second class they're doing, they don't log out properly. The whole drill. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we should be okay because they've already at least had responders, we know. And there were a number of computers. The only thing you could do is maybe send out to Savannah and Raphael when they were there to check that there were a number of computers that weren't there a number of computers that didn't have responders?
No, I think they all did.
I think they.
I remember. I don't really know.
I don't know. Just let them know. Can you do me a favor? Just send them in. Thank them that we're so happy that they'll be there. But if they could check, especially to Raphael, he was there. Okay. That as he recalls, some of the computers had issues with responders. He may have fixed it already.
Okay, I'll send him a reply.
And then you could
reply them all.
Yeah, send it right, but especially to Raphael because he was there. Savannah wasn't there, but you can see her that, as you recall, we had some computers that had issues with responders, and that you weren't sure if they corrected that. You're not sure if they corrected that. But that will make it almost like it'll make all our lives easier, then we don't have to deal with that. You know what I mean? There's two, you had to move them to this computer, move to that computer. And up to now, I haven't gotten a lot of people that can't take the exam, but we'll see tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Awesome. Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.